Hey guys, welcome to the channel. This is Adam with ND72. So today, we are back in the garage outside area, but as you can see, there is absolutely no cars behind me. Because today we're going to do something where we're going to make something and test something out to try to make the cars go a little bit faster and a little bit better. And this has kind of been like something I heard for years, and you guys probably also heard it too. So if you see what I got on the table, you probably know what I'm going to try to do. So, let me first describe a teeny little problem I got with all my cars. So, all my cars are all Mercedes. If you don't know, I got the SL55, the SLK32, the E55, the CLS55, the CLK55. The list goes on. All my cars are not stock, and they all have a lot of torque. Well, a good amount of torque. Some people might be like, oh, the only thing that's a good amount of torque is over 2,000 horsepower, 2,000 pounds of torque. Okay, I don't have that. All my stuff is well over 500 to the wheel foot-pounds of torque. So, my issues are always hooking up. Like when I go and take my draggy out or I want to do some Mexico runs, I kind of am having trouble hooking up in the streets of Mexico. Now it happens, a lot of people sit there. If you ever go to like an actual race track, you can see that the cars are like hooking up so much better because when you walk on it, it's all sticky. So they got the whole track prepped. Now, there are preps that you can lay down on the streets of Mexico. They cost roughly $60, $70 a gallon, which that's okay. There's like Track Bite, there's Rocket Glue. I've used a few of them, and they do work pretty well, but the cost is astronomical because you could buy a gallon of it for 80 bucks plus shipping. You're at $90 for a little bottle just to dump on the road and waste all your money on it, and I just don't want to be doing that anymore. So what we got on this table is hopefully an experiment I'm going to try to do to make my own. I'm going to try to make my own prep. Now, if this works out, if it's not as good as like the professional track prep stuff and this and that, like the $90 stuff, that's okay as long as it is a little bit comparable, because everything, even the sprayer on this table, $15 from Walmart. This is all $15, okay? That is so much effing cheaper than buying the stuff from like Jegs or even the Pimp Juice stuff. This is by far cheaper. So now I want to see if this stuff will work and I could use it. And if not, I still got a sprayer. The sprayer was like $5 effing, but it'll basically get the job done. So we're going to mix these chemicals up. I'm going to show you how I'm going to try it and see what I can do and actually try to give you some real world results. Hopefully we'll mix this stuff up. We'll let it sit. We'll put it on the ground. We'll see how sticky it is. Maybe we'll add a little bit of heat to it. Maybe we'll take one of the cars out. But I just want to try it because, like I said, all this stuff was relatively cheap for me to buy. So if it doesn't work, I'm down under 20 effing bucks. So we're going to start mixing this up and start going over, and I'm going to try to tell you what I think the science is about it. But we'll just try to learn. And if anyone got any comments down below, when you see me mix this one or mix this one, tell me if one's better or worse. If someone's used like Mountain Dew Code Red is better, or if you found out that the certain maple syrup is even better, throw it down in the comments. I'll try anything because this stuff is cheap enough for me to just F around and try. So let's get to kind of mixing it. So what you're going to need, I'll tell you everything on the table. I got original style maple syrup. So don't go sugar free. Don't go nothing weird. Normal maple syrup from Walmart. Maple syrup from Walmart. Blech. So this is roughly $1 and change. Very cheap. And then you're going to get some alcohol. Not the alcohol you drink. No Captain Morgan. All I'll say, I don't even know. That might work pretty good too. But this is 91%. Let's see. Isopropyl alcohol. I don't even know how to say it, but let me bring it. Right there. Right there, this bad girl. This, from Walmart, a 32 ounce. Once again, under 2 effing bucks. The most expensive liquid was the Mountain Dew. This is just normal Mountain Dew, nothing weird. Don't get sugar free, don't get anything weird like this. The Mountain Dew is like $2 and change. So right here with chemicals, you're like $6 in chemicals and change. And then the sprayer was roughly $7. So with tax, it's always $15. But once you buy the sprayer once, you really should never have to buy the sprayer again. So if I can make a nice little concoction out of this, and it costs me $6 every time I need to go do it, I'll be using this stuff so much when I go out to do some test hits in Mexico and I want to start doing digs. So let's start mixing it up and see what the F happens. So what we got over here is an old Mountain Dew bottle. Now, pick whatever bottle you want to put in, a water jug or something like that. You just want something big enough and something that you like shake up and that you're not really going to use again. None of this stuff really should ruin it. But you don't want to use your grandma's fine china to start making prep. Just want to say that out there, don't do that. And you want something plastic because this stuff will expand. Trust me, I found that out the stupidly hard way when I almost hurt my hand with a water bottle. So I had my hand in the water bottle handle, and when I shake it, it was expanding and started crushing on my hand. I was an effing idiot. So I'm going to show you hopefully how to do it not like that. Now also, one thing. A funnel. So let's go over how to do this. Okay, so we got our old Mountain Dew bottle. You open it up. It's okay if there's a little bit of Mountain Dew in there. You don't have to go crazy and wash it. And then you're going to take your maple syrup. Crack that bad girl open. And I would recommend you, you could do this inside or outside. You really shouldn't matter that much. And then you're going to take, let's see what's easier. Put your little cap back on. And you're going to squeeze this whole thing in there. Glub, 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 glub. Get that bad girl lined up. And just dump it all effing in there. Alright, so now you got that whole thing filled up with maple syrup. So this maple syrup is 36 ounces. Alright, so now what I'm going to use this for is a secondary mixing apparatus. In a little bit. But then I'm going to take my alcohol, crack that bad girl open, and then... Do not do this if you have a cut on your hand. Holy poopy. That hurt. Okay. Now you're going to bring your Mountain Dew back over, put your funnel in there, and take your alcohol and dump that bad girl all in there. Okay, slowly realizing my container is too small for all this. So, we at least got half it mixed in here. Now, while I'm waiting for a new container, we're going to use this as our measuring apparatus for our Mountain Dew. So what I want for Mountain Dew is basically half of this bottle. So I want roughly, 36. So whatever half of that is, which would be, people who could do math, 19 ounces. So I'm going to just kind of guess. I spilled it on my table. Get in there. All right, that should be doing, it's a little bit more than half. So I'm gonna let that sit there as I go find another container. All right, so now we got another water jug. This should be a full gallon. So I should be able to dump everything from here into here pretty easily. That was 100% my bad, guys. Let's try not to spill, because this is a pretty good concoction right here. Oh, this is so much better. All right, use a clear container, because then you get to see a little science. All right. So, if you could look under here, you can see the alcohol and the syrup not mixing at all. Can you see how it's darker? You see how it's darker on the bottom and top? So that's the alcohol and the syrup not mixing. So now, if I remember this will work right, when I add the soda, this stuff should all start mixing together like chemical reaction stuff. Let's see. Oh, you can smell it though. Holy crap. Starting to mix together. Now we're going to do the next part where this is the little bit dangerous part. Put the cap on. All right, now you got the cap on. You see how I have my hand in here? Don't do that. Because watch, you see how I can fit my fingers in there easily? Now that I shake it. If this container is fully sealed, you got no holes, it's going to start expanding. Yeah, you could see it, look it. I barely can fit my hand in there, and I actually have a hole in this container. F me, right there, I got a hole. Do it with the container with no hole. So, now we have this, and it's slowly just, oh, you can hear it. It popped a hole, you hear it? Pot munch. All right, that should be fine, though. I'll leave it upside down like this. Normally do it in a sealed container. Get that stuff shaken around all nicely. I'm going to leave it upside down a little bit. Now here's the important next step. I don't know why, but you got to let this sit for about 2 days. So I'm not going to make you wait 2 days. I already made another batch, and we're going to see what it feels like and what it does on the ground. Okay, so it's been roughly 3 days since I started prepping it because it was raining a little bit, and I couldn't really start testing on the ground yet. So we got our 2 chemicals, and now I made them a little bit different. The one is basically 1:1:1 ratio, where if you put 32 ounces of soda, you put 32 ounces of so on and so forth, blah, 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 alcohol. The other one is the one that I showed you in the video where I did a little bit of soda. So I'm going to see if it even matters that much, but they're 2 different completely colors. So let me show you. So if you can see the difference in coloring, this one's so much darker than that one. This is the less Mountain Dew, that is the more Mountain Dew. So what we're going to be doing is I got my ground over here. It's like no rocks. I mean, probably a little, that's pretty good. So it's dry. There's no other prep, so we're going to pour it down. And also what I have is, okay, also to help out, I got a nice can of propane because I want to try lighting one and not lighting one. So we got the 2 chemicals over there. So we're going to try the 2 chemicals, one adding fire, one not adding fire to each of them, and see if you can do that. The reason I want to see if I can do this without adding fire is because if you go out in Mexico and you're making like a nice little patch of stuff, you don't really want to be taking a blowtorch because you're just attracting effing more people to it. So I would rather if I could find the perfect mixture of everything where you just like lay it down, do a burnout, and then go, that'd be so much better. So the test we're going to do first is just straight concrete, just lay it on there, no burnout, but we'll adding fire. And then once we see which one works better, or if they're both literally the exact same, then I'll make a little streak in my driveway, and we'll do a nice little burnout on it and see how sticky it is, and maybe do like a small little just like pull, because I got a pretty big effing driveway, and I think I could do it safely. Hopefully not crash by the end of this video, so we're going to start pouring them on the ground and start seeing some stuff. Okay, what we're going to do first, start testing, is going to be doing one over here and one over here. We'll pour it out, make a bubble, or make like a line, a medium amount of it, and then we're going to add some fire to it and see which one does what. Okay, so we got both the chemicals. This one is, I can tell you right now. Okay, this one is 4 days cure, a lot of Mountain Dew. This one, not so much Mountain Dew. Shake them up. Pour it down right there. Our driveway's a little sloped, and then we'll light it. Ooh. I don't know if you can see that fire in camera, but yeah, it's flaming, and it's streaking down the driveway. Oh yeah, that is on fire right now. So we're gonna let that sit, let it run a little bit, then we'll do the one next to it. That one is still effing lit. I don't know if you could see it, but yeah, it's staying lit. So just to go over, that one is 50-50, like 1:1:1 ratio on everything. So that's just running down. And now we're going to do this one. We're going to do this one a little bit away-ish. Just so they don't mix. Wow, this one is so much thicker with no Mountain Dew. You can just see how it's like not runny as much. Oh, wow. This one lights so much more. Just look at that flame. Okay, I'm thinking this one with less Mountain Dew, the mixture I showed you is going to work the best. So we're just going to let that burn off. I don't know if this is how you're supposed to do it, but we're just going to let that burn and let it sit for a little bit and then test it. Okay, so this is the one on the right. Literally the flame just went out and I stepped on it. Let's see how sticky it is because it feels sticky in my face. I don't know. Hold on, let me get some weight on it. Nah, it's okay. We're going to let this sit a little bit more. And then this is the other mixture. This is the more Mountain Dew one. Nah. Okay, so this is the right side, which is more or less Mountain Dew. So let's see, we let it sit for a little bit. It's still all running down there, but... Ooh, that's not bad. Like, that's sticky. I don't know if you guys can even hear it. Let me see. I don't know. Can you see it through my foot? That's sticky. Okay. Now let's turn the camera. Boop, 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 boop. And this is the other one. This is the 1-to-1 ratio stuff. Okay, good. Put some weight. Hold on. Let's back this bad girl up and do a little bit testing to me. See which one's stickier. Okay, so I don't know if you could tell on the camera or just like seeing it or hearing it as I was doing it, but me personally touching it, the one on the left was sticky, and that is the 1-to-1 ratio. Now the one on the right is by far more sticky, and that one is equal parts alcohol, equal parts maple syrup, and probably 75% of what those were of Mountain Dew. Now we lit them both on fire, so now I want to try one over here with no fire, just letting it sit down, letting it sit for a little bit. And this is not even like dry, like as you can see it's still running at the bottom. Kind of let it sit and see what that does. Because maybe you don't even need the effing fire. Maybe it's something with the alcohol will help break it down, and when you add the fire, you delete it. So we're going to spray some over here, over on the corner over there. Okay, so over here are the ones that we did no actually cooking to, and I'm going to use my left foot over here so you know it's just not like transferring stickiness. Okay, that's okay. The flame is definitely the key. Okay, now that we figured out the side that's less Mountain Dew is the most stickiest, we're going to try something with extreme amount of heat, because I want to see if I can get this stuff to bubble and really cook it off quick. Yeah, you see it bubbling? This should make it really effing sticky. It's a theory. I don't know if you can actually see it bubbly. Alright, let's check our shoe on this one. Put weight. Whoa, this is even more sticky. Like a lot difference. Okay, let me get the camera down. Alright, let's try this back up. Put a little weight. Get a better view right there. Wow, like, did you hear that? I don't know if you can see it. Like, you put weight. That's sticky icky. Let me push my heel there, whole foot down. Yeah, like, try slow-mo, but it feels sticky, like, by far. So step there and go back. That's even pretty, yeah, that's, and then once you get to the more non-dried, it gets less sticky. But yeah, where you put that flames, pretty good. Yeah, so this side, which is less Mountain Dew, equal maple syrup alcohol, is by far the most stickiest. Like, you could just, even my feet are sticky. Like, I'm just sticking to everything. So, heat, definitely your friend. Without heat, it's okay. So now what we're going to do is try to clean up this crap, and we'll make a little strip over here and try to do a little test with some fun cars. Alright, so now we're at my teeny little driveway, and I'm going to try to see how this stuff works out in like a strip formation. Then we're going to put the car on there. So, yes, you see cars over there. We're going to move all my cars out of the way, and we're going to put cones, because this should be enough room to basically hit it and brake. I just want to see if the tires will hook up a little bit better. We'll see what happens. So, and also if you're wondering why I'm not using the sprayer was not working good. The sprayer was just shooting out not enough liquid to do what I want, and my sprayer wouldn't miss. I think I need a different tip, but let's try this bad girl out. And it's pretty windy. Okay, let that burn a little bit, then we'll do the other side. Alright, so we let the fire die down. It was sitting for maybe like 2-3 minutes after just to make sure there's no fire, so let's see how sticky it is. So, oh yeah. Come on in closer so you can actually hear it and maybe see that, but like, these are my Crocs. You hear that? This is pretty, and even, they're even sticky after I walk a little bit. Like, this is pretty good. So we're going to back the car up, do everything, and hopefully this works. I don't see why I wouldn't. Minus out there is some like little bit dirt on my driveway, but we're just going to see it for funsies. All right, so now we pulled back into it. We're gonna do a small burnout with some of the liquid and then roll back into it and try to do a small little launch. Alright, so I reviewed over the footage. Now, as you know, this car's been taken to the drag strip, and I even spun on their prepper a little bit. So, this did make it a lot stickier. Like, I did it later on the end of the driveway, and this does help out a lot. Now, if you kind of look at my tracks, too, you could see that I kind of was going a little bit, I couldn't keep it straight. But right here, you can see a difference in the track of how much I really hooked up. So this stuff does work, and it's still pretty effing sticky. Now, where my tires were, it still was good. Like, I think if this was not, like, so dusty, but that's going to be on any street road or anything like that, I think it's more not the chemical right now. I think it is the car, because this definitely did help out a lot. So for, what, $10 to make those, and you just dump it and light it and just wait a little bit, it'll be so much better. But I'm super happy with it for 10 bucks. I can't go wrong. Have someone try it at home. Tell me what your formula is. See if I, like, maybe need to alter it a little bit, like maybe add more Mountain Dew or add more, I don't know, honey or a different even type of honey. Maybe I'm buying the wrong effing honey. I don't know, but it did work out pretty good. The car, now we definitely are going to be buying tires for this car, and we'll try it again later, because this little experiment cost me pennies on the dollar to do it. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, throw a comment down below, look me up on Instagram, throw me anything, ask me anything you want about this car, and big thanks to VTech for helping me tune this car. It's probably one of the better tuners on the M11 2K platform, probably the best. I think the fastest cars are with him. And big thanks to Rob from Needs Wings. So if you guys want anything from Needs Wings, like the cool intake I have or the crank pulley, go to Needs Wings website, purchase them. And well, don't hit purchase yet, but when you go to your little cart, put in there you heard from me, and I'm pretty sure you still get 10% off for putting ND_72 on those items. So I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. Good girl.